I see you decided to accept my invitation. Good. I do hate having to follow up. Ordinarily, reception here would detain you in a whole song and dance, but you're no common contractor. You're my honored guest, and as such, I've informed them there's no need. I wanted to formalize my gratitude for your assistance on Greater Tranquility Station. What a shame our negotiations were so violently digressed. I felt we were making real progress, notwithstanding a subsection or two. While making our expeditious retreat from the station, Alden and I encountered a dying man, one of the Order radicals in league with our would-be assassin DeVries. He confessed DeVries' entire plan and that he thought you must have stopped her. Thanks for that, by the way. 2 dead delegates really would have impeded negotiations. In fact, that is what I summoned you here to discuss. Some messages have indeed been sent hither and thither through back channels. Alden remains convinced an agreement can be reached, and I concur. Mayhaps we're both overly optimistic, but if there's even the remotest chance of bringing the Order and Auntie's Choice together, the profit from doing so far outweighs the risk. To begin, you'll need to gain favor with both the Order and Auntie's Choice. I expect the Order will want you to, I don't know, clap some chalkboard erasers together or something. Do whatever you must to earn an audience with our respective leaders and convince each to agree to meet and continue the negotiations. You're confident, a fine quality, at certain occupational tiers. But mind that you're not overconfident. Auntie hates grandstanding. Obviously, you will need help to smooth over any points of contention during the negotiation, which will require some verbal finesse, but worry about that step upon reaching it. Capital! As I mentioned before, you'll first need to earn an audience with the presiding bishop and our very own chief executive before this plan can go ahead. When it comes to the Order, approach their laureates. They seem to run things. On our side, work with the VPs. Improve their opinion of you, and gain their trust. Oh, and you might see about improving your oratory skills in the meantime. Persuasive rhetoric will certainly be valuable during the upcoming negotiations. Certainly. Oh, Answering that would come dangerously close to upward communication, which is not something we advocate in Auntie's Choice. Wouldn't want the junior ranks getting the idea that they can review or, law forbid, critique their seniors. Suffice to say, Auntie Cleo is without peer, quite literally. This corporation would be adrift without her as our steady bellwether.
Played with an excess of necessary roughness and
Attention, morally gray outsider. The adventure of your lifetime awaits. Auntie's Choice is hiring. Hello, daring self-determinativist, stalwart seeker of self-betterment, or rapacious rogue of corporatism. Welcome to Auntie's Choice Esteemed Invaluable Disposable Agent Program. As in IDA, your assignments will be some of the most decisive and admirable tasks that Auntie's Choice has to offer. IDAs help explore the wilds, plot our path, and shape the evolution of our beloved corporation. And with enough rugged determinism, you might even live to see the results. That's right, a life filled with action, adventure, riches, and romance awaits. Being an IDA will see all of your fantastical dreams come true. Now, if you'll just exit through to your left, 2 of our top 29 vice presidents are waiting to speak with you. And remember, Auntie's Choice Stay Hungry Meal Pack offers our finest pre-sliced bread and dehydrated water tablets in one convenient package for an addition to price.
Wonderful to meet you. C.F. Pendergrass III, Strategic Reconfiguration. It's not every day we have such a capable operative accept our invitation to the undisputed claim. Well, it was those ill-fated peace talks that got you here. I've kept tabs on you for a good long time.
Yes, we've all kept tabs. Auntie and I have spoken about you several times now. Ursula Ormsby, Proprietary Insight Acquisition. You'll report to both of us. For now.
Indeed. It is our pleasure to meet you, and I am beyond tickled to welcome you to Auntie's Choice.
Debtors on my payroll. It's time to recognize the downwardly mobile with my latest demotion.
Yet they are indubitably one and the same. By coming into my employ and helping to secure Auntie's interests, you are directly manifesting a stable future for this colony.
At Auntie's Choice, we make things happen. If you want to move something along swiftly, you come to us. If you want to endlessly dither about numbers, talk to the Order.
You, my friend, are being given the opportunity of a lifetime. Auntie's Choice has a dynamic new vision, and we need a specific kind of go-getter to make it happen.
Public toilet. Not what I mean when I encourage working on the go. Perhaps a strategic step backward to document index.
The kind that changes everything. The kind that turns our universal brand into the brand of the universe.
File clerk. Clerk those files. Next.
We need someone not shaped by Auntie's meritocracy. It serves its function, but our workers tend to focus on rung climbing. We need an individualist who sees unorthodox solutions. A daring, non-conforming perturbation ameliorator to implement our monopolistic mercantile methodology plan.
More succinctly, we are recruiting an expert outside consultant.
Specialist would be far less stressful. And if you haven't heard your name yet,
Be our eyes and ears, act as our emissary, and when necessary, dispense with any competition. I have a plan, a vision that will change the course of Auntie's Choice.
Yes, Charles, your vision. Created alongside myself, a team of researchers, slew of marketing experts, a moon-spanning computronic gizmo, and not least of all, Auntie.
and consume with Auntie's Choice. As your peerless leader, known for her unparalleled business acumen, I might appear
Ah! I suppose you could say so. We have a very pressing, very specific need, and I do believe you will fit it perfectly.
Break and file. The big rift cut off Tossball News from the home. But
It most certainly will. And the pay is the least of the benefits this opportunity affords.
profitable program than the Protector it's watered down.
Wonderful! This is the kind of wily adventure and self-determinism you will absolutely not regret. Your first assignment demonstrates some of the very qualities we need. Something unexpected, or in truth, unprecedented, has happened at one of our repackaging facilities on Praetor.
If I understand correctly, they're having something of a workforce issue. Don't know rightly what you call it. Workers are, well, asking for things. It's strange. They've stopped working. The workers there simply stopped.
In last week's contest between the easy heel low
They expressed, and I know this is going to sound more than a bit strange, dissatisfaction. And they said they won't return to work unless things at the plant improve.
Specifically, they stated, until we meet their demands. As though employees have a right to demand anything of their employers.
it would be an embarrassment of body goals.
Striking? You're saying they're about to turn violent?
Yes, well, if they're this delusional, violence is the next natural step. Who do they intend to strike? Us?
Dear law, what a bunch of devious, ungrateful, greedy little prigs! After all the opportunities Auntie's given them to repay us like this? I'm so disappointed.
So what do you suggest we do about such an utterly unheard of situation? It is absolutely imperative that we get those people back to work, whatever it takes.
To offer higher quality pharmaceuticals designed to be better than nature, because nature wants to kill you. Since then, our
Negotiate. As in, give in to some of their demands. Won't that set a terrible precedent for others?
No, Ursula, it won't, because we won't be the ones doing it. That is exactly why we've hired you as my brand new perturbation ameliorator. You'll solve the problem for us, and we will retain absolute deniability.
Our products. So strive, thrive, survive, arrive. Armed with Auntie's choice. Trust your Auntie.
No, you misunderstand my meaning. Deniability doesn't mean we hide behind you. It means you may act outside the fundamental tenets of Auntie's Choice Society.
But you, who are not officially an Auntie's Choice employee, can do whatever you want. Anyone asks about our involvement, and we can disavow it.
An artificial life is a life that's sweeter. Live a life that's sweeter with Auntie's
Wonderful! You'll go to Praetor, meet the plant's overseer, and mediate an end to this lunacy, which gets those ingrates back to work.
I have zero doubt Auntie and I will be completely impressed by your efforts. Unless you disappoint, in which case I will disavow that statement.
I'll give it to you straight in my quarterly underperformance review. First up, excessive corporate malfeasance. Only division that earns when they want more. Ease off the throttle, gang. Won't be any malfeasance.
Commander, a moment of your time, if you would? Commander, I'm glad I managed to intercept you before we left. There's something of utmost importance I wish to discuss. Relax, Commander. You are not under my authority to judge. Though if you were, that phrase alone would have certainly seen you hauled off to mental refreshment. I received a message from a close friend of mine, Virgil. He was my co-protege under the Supreme Arbiter. His message claimed he had information relevant to the Supreme Arbiter's death. He wishes to meet with me at the Vox Relay on Paradise Island. I did not mention it before, but believe it may be necessary to avoid shocking you later. Our greatest suspect in the death of the Supreme Arbiter is the Protectorate's consul. Our mentor always disdained him thoroughly, and he our mentor. If anyone would have had reason to slay her, it would have been him. But we have needed evidence. Evidence that I believe Virgil now possesses. Very good. I hope we shall see him at your earliest convenience. I feel this shall most certainly set our investigation into motion. This facility prevents break.
Go there. Approach the gate and identify yourself if you're looking for access.
Keep it in tolerable repair.
Well, of all the improbable sights I'd never imagined to actually see, folks simply wandering around the Badlands of Praetor would be near the top of that list. I've not the mind to solve the equation that demonstrates how unlikely it is you've survived enemy combatants, hostile critters, and endless lightning in near equal measure. Is that so? Amusingly enough, I'm inclined to believe you, which means you might be just the help Exemplar Simon's been waiting for. He is in the lab atop the hydraulicalized lift. Ironically, the lift was struck by lightning while the station was being reset and is stuck in its raised position. There is a trail that leads to the top. Just mind the jump onto the platform, and don't touch anything glowing, sparking, or obviously shedding lightning on your way there. And given the situation we find ourselves in, I'll be leaving the gate charged unless you're ready to pass through it. Just approach, and I'll power it down for you. Should you ever need to exit the station, just approach the gate, and I can open it for you.
So, you're the mysterious individual that's caused such a stir across Arcadia? Well, it is my sincerest of pleasures to meet you. I am Exemplar Simon, head of research at this station. Please consider me your personal conduit to this meager, yet profound portion of the universal equation. How may I be of service? Originally, the Protectorate designed this facility to control those grounding towers, which are the only thing keeping Praetor's ceaseless lightning from turning us all into ash. And to be sure, that is the only reason Anti or the Protectorate haven't taken this place by force. They are rightly terrified of what happens if this station goes offline. However, neglect during this conflict led to Axon's shorting at 5 of the towers, causing gross misalignment. If they aren't realigned, the failures will catastrophically cascade. Wonderful. In order to recalibrate a tower, you must find the malfunctioning panel inside their control room and reset it. And to speed you along, I can offer a unique incentive. Prior to being driven from this facility, the Protectorate was exploring lightning-powered explosives. The concept was clearly beyond them, but I have already solved their errors. So with the towers aligned, I can produce a batch of the explosives they theorized, and I would happily share them with you. Indeed. When aligned, the towers fill the capacitor I've modified, which provides me with enough electrical accumulation to fabricate a handful of these explosives. Unfortunately, the capacitors are only able to hold the charge for mere moments before failing catastrophically. Thus, I'm limited in production by the 5 capacitors that remain. So, with the towers aligned, I am able to fabricate a handful of these electron explosives, the sum of which I shall share with you. That is fantastic news. I'll begin fabrication as soon as you've aligned the towers. And so, I shall have the explosives ready for you upon your return.
Let me know when you needed a stretch. Commander, watch your vitals! Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just say when.
You have my thanks and my hand. Your Excellency.
I'm the one you need to worry about.
We're about to enter territory controlled by Auntie's choice. Act accordingly, or we'll end up as close friends with the inside of the
You know, I reckon half the corpses in here end up in residence town. Yes, Ian.
What's going on? Are those workers laying siege to their own place of work? Those signs hardly seem capable of cracking through skulls.
Keep the chanting going!
With no rest and no downtime, we shouldn't pay for dream time!
Welcome, fellow disgruntled worker. Can't say I recognize you. You come from a different plant to support our cause? We're causing trouble. We just found out that we're basically slave labor. And now we're learning to stand up for ourselves. Dunbar, one of our level 3 packers, explained it to us. He's got a new coiffeured friend who's helped us understand the workers' plight of, our politeness or something. We need the proletariat to yield to, worker subjugation by xenophobic proxy? No, that ain't right. But it's something that sounds super fancy when Will explains it. Honestly, we just want to eat, sleep, and relieve ourselves on a reasonable schedule. But the damn overseer, I think she's getting rich off of breaking our backs. I ain't sure how you're gonna get in. This door is barred from the inside, and I don't think there's another way in on the ground floor.
No more bottles on factory floors! Time for unlocked bathroom doors! We don't want to make demands, but no more peeing in bottles and cans!
Venting frustrations don't normally involve, you know, an actual event.
Machines have been off for a week. We've been losing on a dream of time in Auntie Fizzo's num rum.
Avoid the strike. They should be after blood.
Welcome to Auntie's Fine Product Revitalization Center, where we create tomorrow's brands today. I assume you are the disruption ameliorator from home office? It was about damn time you got here. This labor stoppage has put us almost a full week behind schedule and is making me look quite the fool. Some ne'er-do-wells have incited our workers to halt all work. They've taken to making demands and carrying on about basic dignity and human rights. It should go without saying that such flights of fantasy have no place inside Auntie's Choice. And if we were still in Tau Ceti, they would face grave consequences. Nevertheless, here we must focus on getting these ingrates back to work and remind them that they're damn lucky to have Auntie's Choice to dedicate their lives to. Absolutely. These lugs have been positively exalted in the good fortune of rising to their limited station within the meritocracy that Auntie has derived for us. Why? Can you imagine suffering under the yoke of a sovereign's rule? Or floundering at the ridiculous direction of those claiming to know the future by way of math? No. Only within Auntie's Choice can these drudges achieve genuine prominence. If they exhibit excessive dedication, they may even earn some modicum of the success I have enjoyed. You're asking me? That clearly is your domain. Running this invaluable facility on Auntie's behalf is mine. As a managerial administrativist, and when I say I, it is critical that you understand that as director of this facility, I should effectively be treated as though I were an executive. Is that clear? Well, there's no call for rudeness. It's unnecessary, unprofessional, and distracts us from the important business that I have the direct authority to dispatch you upon. This plant relabels dated items with new Auntie's Choice trademarks and slogans. It is critical to keeping revitalized products on the shelf for consumers hungry for something new. So, the workers may be unhappy, but they must realize their comfort is a distant second to Auntie's delivery schedule. Or in short, they need to get back to work. My workers are striking people now? How very alarming. We must resolve this before things get even further out of hand. They've appointed some kind of leader, and he's the one you have to talk to. His name is, Dummy? No, that's not right. Dunce? Dummer? Dumbly? Dunbar. It's Dunbar. If I'm honest, my gaze is purely focused up the ladder, not down it. I am a very important upper, middle, lower manager, and the way I advance that status scantily involves learning the names and faces of my peons. Their value is in providing their minuscule contribution to this mighty and prestigious corporation. And by providing their maximal effort, they allow me to ascend, vacating this position so that one of their undistinguished masses can fill it, thereby becoming distinguished. Well, that's all fine and good in your system. But here in Arcadia, it is Auntie's needs we cater to, and right now, her need is you convince Dumbly Dunbar to get back to work. I believe he has demands, but I can't be bothered to remember what they were. They alter the generous terms Auntie offers, and so are egregious and should be rejected. You will find him up on the landing pad with some of his minions. Go help him understand the situation so everyone can get back to work. That clear? Yes, well, I'm sure you'll manage. Auntie has faith in you, therefore I shall too. Best of luck to you. Remember that your actions don't just reflect on you, you are also representing me, which is to say, you are also representing Auntie. Do us proud.
Others get the exact same pay, but only work 12-hour days! If you won't let us sleep for 8, you can't charge us for stimulates! No more bottles on factory floors! Time for unlocked bathroom doors!
Make some space! We've got a
That's
sanctioned
right, folks.
non-employee
Keep the chanting
professional
going.
caller coming out.
Others get the exact same pay, but only work 12-hour days! If you won't let us sleep or eat, you can't charge us for stimulants! We don't want to make demands, but no more peeing in bottles and cans!
I ain't aiming to seem rude, but I got a lot to deal with right now. Unless this is mighty important, I'll respectfully ask to be left to my business. Then what in law's name are you doing here? Well, that certainly is unexpected. And potentially wonderful. Assuming, of course, you can actually help us. And he's got to prioritize worker prosperity over productivity. What we've got now is, poor, labor retention techniques? What's going on is, remind me again?
An inhospitable occupational environment that ignores worker safety and health concerns.
Right, that. Right. Exactly. The conditions under which Auntie extracts our labor is, unacceptable. They're egregious, even.
They work 20-hour shifts, which require stims to endure that are charged at a premium. Adrena time is actually cheaper on the undisputed claim than it is here. And if that inhuman brutality isn't enough to offend basic decency, they're also barred from using the restroom throughout the business day. Their 20-hour business day. It is an unconscionable condition to keep these workers in. I can't imagine how hard it is for them to coordinate their daily duties. No, I'm just a fellow underling suffering the corporate grind who saw the plight of these poor folk and needed to help them make a fair and reasonable deal.
That's right. Leo has been an absolute wealth of what's what. Without him, we would still be toiling
under the yoke of oppressive undervaluation due to monstrous mismanagement.
Right, that.
Me? Why, my only motivation is...
Now hold it right there. We aren't here to talk about Leo. We're here to talk about what it's going to take to make us get back to work, right? Our shifts need to be reduced to 12 hours a day. 4 hours of personal time ain't even enough to rest, much less get any actual living done. Second, if we gotta work those long hours, we want free Adrena time. Bad enough it's making everything taste like we're gnawing Nicopads. Having to pay for the pleasure's too far. Finally, we want all-day bathroom access. Expecting us to fit our necessities into the same 4 hours is just mean. Plus, between us, most folk ain't, if you get my meaning. Thank you for your trying. I don't know if we'll get it all, but every bit you add makes some part of our lives a whole lot easier.
No rest and no downtime! We shouldn't pay for Adrena time!
Welcome back, Ameliorator. Did you make contact with workers? Do they understand that this stoppage is madness? Are they ready to return? So, what are these ingrate alley sprats willing to settle for? Golden privies and gilded sheets? To be spoon-fed crunch whenever their tummies rumble? 8-hour workdays? Hour? Are they mad? What are they gonna do with the other half of the day? Lounge around the facility consuming air and water and power without compensating the company? I am, frankly, disappointed you would even bring me such a preposterous demand. You should have nipped this offensive arrogance in the bud. Well, it's true that data shows higher worker productivity on sleep than on stims. I never imagined restful production being more cost-effective than longer hours. That would translate into more profit for the plant, which means larger bonuses for me, which should be more than enough to make up for the drop in hourly production. All right, you've convinced me. What else do they want? Free? Free? Nothing inside of Auntie's Choice is free. Law, nothing in life is free. Everything has a cost. Everything. Materials, labor, time, distribution, forced scarcity. Giving something away for free is akin to ignoring the cost of its creation, which is one small step from the system completely breaking down and plunging us all into anarchy. And more work means more profit. More than enough to cover the cost of the stims. I see your angle now, and it certainly is a shrewd one. You are Auntie's material for sure. Done. Is there more they ask? They want to relieve themselves on company time? I've never heard something so preposterous. Can you imagine how many bits that loss of productivity will cost us? What if they lounge? What if they take time to relax? What if they retreat to indulge their baser urges? Auntie would be paying for all manner of unprofitable shenanigans. Somewhere? Oh, that actually explains the odor in storage room 3. I never imagined they might be... I'll get the door unlocked immediately, and cleaning crews dispatched. What more do they want? Very good. Ha! I was going to say very good, but that would be downright farcical. There is nothing good about this situation. Please, just resolve it as quickly as possible.
If you won't let us sleep for 8, you can't judge.
Hello again. Do you have news for us about the negotiations? That's as fine a place to start as any. What did that tyrant have to say for herself? She willing to see reason? Well, I can't begin to tell you what a relief that is. By which I mean, that's great news. It'll be such a load off. A most promising development. How go the other hurdles of the negotiation? She willing to see reason? Free? Really? Why, I'd surely have lost that bet. I figured we'd ask for free and settle for wholesale. You're a miracle worker. What's next? Excellent. What progress have you made? That must have been quite the negotiation. Oh, my people can't thank you enough. This will be huge for us. Free time to sleep, relax and all? Wonderful. Well, you have done exceptionally well by us, my new friend. With these new conditions, we'll return to work with vigor rather than dread. Thank you.
Damn! I really felt like I was close to signing all of you, and I needed that recruitment bonus. I don't know how I'm going to afford my hair cream now, but I'll get him next time. And he won't always have you working her ankles for her. And her usual agents don't stand a chance against me.
Next time? Against you? What in law's name are you saying? Sometimes you talk so odd it don't sound like you're Auntie's choice at all. It don't matter. All that matters is my working conditions have just improved mightily. Thanks to you, stranger. Now, if you'll excuse us, we're gonna get back to work.
Going back to work under Auntie's choice ain't exactly my idea of success, but at least I'll have better terms to labor under now.
The workers have returned and production has resumed. Wonderful work, our disruption ameliorator. I do wish it had gone more smoothly, but I understand you did what you must. I have already informed the Home Office, and with it, put in an extra sprinkling of mild praise directly with Auntie. She will, no doubt, be excited to learn of my approval. You may tell the executives that dispatched you that you have done an adequate job. Under my keen supervision, of course.
No.